Welcome, welcome, welcome to today's cacao ceremony. And today I want to guide you on a journey into the lower realms to connect to Mother Earth. And there are so many lessons in this particular journey that I'll hope you can benefit from. And I'll talk you through the practice as we go on. So we're beginning with a bit of smudging. If you have any herbs that you like to smudge with, you might like to cleanse your body with the smoke. But also for those who don't use herbs, then we're going to show you a quick way that you can smudge your energy body before we open our circle and drink our cacao. Okay, so we have 3 layers of energy that we're going to cleanse. The outer layer is the layer that protects us. It's our aura, and it helps us to decide what we take into our energy body and what we let go of. So if a random person walks down the street and is a bit rude, it will bounce off you, won't affect you. The next layer is the emotional layer. If something becomes a bit more personal, then it might get into the emotional layer and it might trigger you or activate your consciousness in some way to feel uncomfortable. The next layer is our physical layer, which is often affected when we have received repeated negative comments or a lot of stress in our lives, and it begins to affect the physical body. So to wash all these 3 layers clean, we're going to tune into our heart. Our heart is a portal for love and light. It's an infinite stream of love and light. And we're also going to tune into the energy of the universe, which is all around us, and invite that love and light in as well. So let's begin with the heart. We're going to put our hands in front of our heart, a little bit like a prayer motion, but with a little space in between to gather that energy. So we're just tuning into the heart space, gathering that energy up, and we're opening up to the sky. We're bringing in the love and the light of the sky and the universe into our arms like they're a giant goblet. And now we're going to wash ourselves clean all the way down to the ground. And then we give it to Mother Earth. If you can't touch the floor, you can just shake. Shake your hands, shake your feet, shaking off any heavy energy, anything which feels uncomfortable or sticky from the day. Then we're going to do the next layer, the emotional layer. So let's bring our hands back to our heart, pouring love and light from our heart into our hands to cleanse. We bring it up over our head, we open up to the universe, and we allow the universe to shower us with love and light. And then we bring that love and light all the way through the emotional layers, just washing clean any activated emotions that are uncomfortable, any triggers, all the way down into the ground, giving it to Mother Earth, shaking it off, thanking Mother Earth for receiving that energy for us. She gobbles it up like it's a delicious cup of cacao, and she composts it and turns it into nourishment again for us so we can grow stronger, grow up further towards the light. Now we're going to do the last layer, the physical layer. So let's gather that energy from our heart, feeling our heart open and pour love and light into those hands, taking that love and light up to the universe. And then as we share it with the universe showers us with love and light. And then we bring that love and light all the way through the physical body, through the head, the torso, the back, all the way down through the pelvis, the arms, the legs, out into the ground again, giving it to Mother Earth, asking her to take anything which doesn't belong to us anymore, anything which doesn't serve us anymore away. Thanking her for the lessons and asking for support so that we can grow up into the light rather than stay stuck in the mud. So now we're cleansed on those 3 layers. We can open our ceremonial circle, and the ceremonial circle that we're opening, we call in the 7 directions. And as we're calling in the 7 directions, it's a little bit like we're tuning in our radio dial. So we're only allowing good things to enter our ceremonial space. So only things which are for our highest good can come through. So before I do that, I'm going to light these candles, which have all gone a bit wonky in the heat, but they're still good. So the candles that I'm lighting are an offering to the spirits. The fire nourishes the spirits, and also it invites them to the party. And we're calling in the light by lighting our candles. I like this set of candles because it's the 4 directions for me. We've got the 4 candles, but also it's in the candle holder itself is in the shape of this octopus, and octopus is one of my spirit guides. And today we're going to be meeting an animal spirit guide together when we go on our journey. So I'll guide you through that process as well once we've called in the directions. And I hope you've also got your cacao ready. If you can pause this video at any point, but once we've opened the directions, I'm going to ask you to start drinking your cacao, and you'll need your cup of cacao to open the directions in the way that I'm prescribing. And then when you're drinking your cacao, I'll talk you through the actual journey process that we're going to go on together and what that looks like and what you can expect to feel and experience. Okay, so let's take our cup of cacao. Now I've already drunk mine because I want to be in the right zone. I want to be able to talk to you the whole way through without pausing and drinking cacao, because that might take me 5 minutes. And also so I can start playing the gongs for you when you're ready. So if you want to hold your cacao, and we're going to offer our cacao up to the directions as we call them in. And we work around in the horizontal plane to start with. We work with the east, the south, the west, the north. We go down to the earth, we go up to the sky. And then the last direction is within, our connection to ourselves and also our connection to Great Spirit, the creation energy that flows through all things and ourselves. And so I'm going to begin by facing the direction of the east. So I need to turn my back on you a little bit as I turn to the east. So hopefully you know where the sun rises, where you live, and you can turn to face the east as we call in the directions, and we hold our cup up to the east and we call in our beloved spirits of the east. Spirits of the east, we welcome you. We welcome the fire and the rising sun. We welcome the dawn and the birth of new life and a new way of being. And we invite the spirit today of the eagle and the condor. You take us up into the ether, you fly us high, and you protect us under your wings. You teach us how to fly wingtip to wingtip with Great Spirit and to see with eagle eyes. We ask you today to help us on our journey to go to the earth and ask Mother Earth for her wisdom and for her healing. Thank you, spirits of the east. And now I'm going to move around to connect with the spirits of the south. Spirits of the south, I welcome you as I offer you this cacao today. I invite you into our ceremony, and I call upon the spirit of water. I call upon the healing energies, the laughter, the joy that this energy brings. Thank you for the warmth of the noonday sun and for the spirit of snake and dolphin. Snake, you teach us how to let go of the old ways, and dolphin, you teach us how to swim with joy in our hearts. Thank you for these lessons. Thank you for joining us today. And now I turn to my beloved spirits of the west. Beloved spirits of the west, we welcome you. We welcome the dusk and the setting sun, and we celebrate the people we've already become. We tune into the earth element and the fertility of life. And we thank you for everything you gift to us. And we ask the spirit of Mama Jaguar and Mama Bear to come and hold us in ceremony, to teach us how to be peaceful warriors, to teach us how to face the darkness and come back into the light. And then we tune into our beloved spirits of the north. Beloved spirits of the north, we welcome you. We welcome the air and clarity of thought. We welcome the night and the bright moon shining. We welcome the ancestors, those who have passed before us and those who are yet to be born yet. We welcome you. And we welcome the spirit of wolf and hummingbird. And these spirits teach us how to take a long journey. We are all on a very long journey through our lives. And we ask that you teach us how to trust the path and drink only the sweetest nectar whole. And now we've worked round on a horizontal plane. We can touch the earth beneath our feet. Now my feet are already on the earth, but I also like to get down and touch the earth. And as I'm touching the earth, I feel more connected. And Mama Earth, we welcome you to our ceremony today. We welcome you and offer you this cacao. We thank you for this cacao. We thank you for all the gifts you bring to us. We thank you for all our relations on this planet, the plant people, the stone people, the animals, the furry, the feathered, the thin ones, the creepy, crawly ones, the slithery, slimy ones. And we welcome in our friends, the bacteria, the mushrooms, and the viruses. You teach us so many lessons, and we ask all the beings that make up this ecosystem to be our friends, and we apologize for the destruction that we have placed on this planet. And we'd like to learn a new way. We'd like to learn how to live in harmony with you. Please teach us these ways. Thank you. And then we reach up to connect up with Father Sky. Thank you, Father Sky, and we offer you this cacao today. Thank you for the gift of breath and life, for the arms that you wrap around us and protect us. We protect us from space and the void. Thank you. And we also want to tune into our cosmic relations. So we're offering our cacao to our cosmic relations. They're going to spin round the same way as the universe spins round, or we perceive it to. We thank Grandmother Moon, we thank Grandfather Sun, and we thank all our cosmic relations and the star nations. We welcome you to our ceremony today, and we thank you for the light you shine on us and through us. And the last direction is our connection to within. So we offer our cacao to Great Spirit, the creation energy that flows through all things. We welcome you to our ceremony today. Please help us to tune in to the wisdom of Mother Earth, to receive the lessons which will help us on our life's path, to live a life of grace and ease, and to walk a path of beauty. Oh. And now if there's anybody else you want to welcome into the ceremony today, then you can do that. Perhaps you have a particular spirit guide or a power animal or an ancestor that you'd like to call in, or maybe we want to just call in the fairies from the garden and welcome them to our journey, our ceremony today, so that we can receive all the blessings that are available to us. And now you can start to offer your cacao to yourself and drink your cacao. So if you tune into your cacao, hold it to your heart for a moment. If you have a particular intention for today's ceremony, when I guide people on a journey to meet Mother Earth, the intention is very often to find what your connection to Earth is. Why are you here? Why are you here on Earth? What is your path in life here as a human being, as an Earthling? So if you want to tune into that specific intention, then go for it. You might also want to ask for healing from Mother Earth today. So tune into your connection. Invite your intention into your cup of cacao, and then you start to drink your cacao. And as you're sipping your cacao, I'll give you a little bit of time to do that, and I'll guide you through the process that we're going to go on together for a shamanic journey. So when we do a shamanic journey, we need to be aware of the different dimensions that we can work with. So there is this middle layer of reality that we're all in all of the time. There's the deeper layer of reality, which is considered to be our inner realm, like our subconscious. And that's the realm we connect with when we connect with Mother Earth. We're going to go deep, deep, deep into the earth today. And we're going to call on a power animal and Mother Earth. And these energies will represent our connection to our experience of being alive in a very symbolic way, kind of like a dream. Then we also can connect to the upper realms, which we'll do in another journey, but not today. We're going to fly up to the upper realms, and then we can connect with our higher selves or our guardian angels or our spirit guides in the light. So today we're going to go into the dark. And as we go into the darkness, we will meet a spirit guide or a power animal that's going to guide us on our journey. And this will represent another teacher for us, a teacher that can guide us and give us new wisdom, new information about how to live our lives in the most beneficial way. And then when we meet with Mother Earth, then we can ask her some questions about why we're here. We can also apologize for all the bad things that we've done, for overusing things like plastic and causing toxicity to be released into the environment in one way or the other. And we might ask her how we can be in a better relationship with her and all of our earth relations. We might also want to ask her for some healing. When these beings turn up within our dreamscape, they may be very clear. You may have a very visual experience, but also these experiences can be quite symbolic. You might feel things more physically. You might have a sensation of touching an animal rather than, or hearing an animal speak to you in a telepathic way, or a knowing, a sense that a particular animal is walking with you, like you are blind in that environment, but you can feel it. So whatever comes through, in whatever form it comes through, just follow the words that I'm offering you and allow your imagination to expand in whatever way it can into this experience. I'll also be guiding you with the gongs, and the gongs will help your brain to go into that shamanic way of perceiving. So we have a shamanic brain, all of us, we are born shamans, and it's up to us to nurture and develop that shamanic brain. In a very simplistic way of describing that, we have a left brain consciousness, which is very linear. It understands where we are in time and space. It remembers our name. It remembers where we begin and end. And then we also have a right brain consciousness, which is more of our intuitive mind. It's very creative, and it has no idea where we begin and end. If you lose your ability to use your left brain, if you had a stroke, for example, and the left brain switched off and your right brain became dominant, you would lose the ability to walk and talk. Your right brain can learn those abilities again, but your left brain holds that capacity the majority of your life. And your right brain feels as big as the universe. So you would have to relearn where you begin and end, and relearn how to walk, and relearn how to speak, and relearn where you are in time and space. So this ability that we have in our right brain to connect to all that is, everything in the entire universe, is very intuitive. It helps us to know truth. When somebody is perhaps lies to you and you're kind of like, I'm not quite sure if that person's telling me the truth or not, it's your right brain that's giving you that intuition about what's right and what's wrong in that moment. And your left brain will take everything at face value. So it's a wonderful thing to do. If you can awaken and nurture that right brain consciousness and weave it in with your left brain, you become a much cleverer human being. And that's how Einstein evolved his ability to become the genius that he was. He was terrible at school until his parents took him away and taught him how to play the violin. And that nurtured his right brain consciousness, and those two ways of seeing reality wove together for him, and his dyslexia became his genius. And that's the way that his brain worked, and the way that I would like us all to evolve, so that we are using both parts of our brain all the time to see in the most beneficial way, so that we can evolve and become the best versions of humanity. So to get to this place that we're going to travel to today, to go into the lower realm, to meet with Mother Earth, we're going to go on a journey together, an imaginary journey. We begin in our bodies, we'll tune into our breath, we'll relax our bodies, and then we're going to imagine a white light in the center of our mind expanding out, and that's representing our consciousness. And that white light will expand out. I'm going to take us all the way to give Mother Earth a giant hug today, because we're tuning into Mother Earth's energy. And then I'm going to bring our energy back to just being ourselves again. And then we're going to imagine that white light flying out through our head and traveling to a place in nature that feels very much connected to the earth. And we'll find a portal to go into the lower realms. And portals are traditionally holes in the ground or caves, some way of going down into the earth that seems quite obvious visually, a bit like Alice in Wonderland when she went down the rabbit hole. You can also create your own doorway in a tree or some other way to journey down into the lower realm. Remember, this is your imagination, and so we guide ourselves using our imaginations, and then at some point we allow our imagination to then give us information back. So it's like a two-way dreaming experience. We create half of it, and our subconscious will gift us the other half, or the universe. We're tuning into those energies within the universe, using our right brain will bring back symbols for us to guide us and to teach us. And then it's our job to take those teachings and weave it into our left brain consciousness and try and make sense of it and weave it into our reality. So we travel down a hole into the lower realms, and I'll guide you through that whole process. We'll get into a lower world landscape, which appears like an unspoiled earth. And then we will call for a power animal, and whoever comes, that's absolutely fine. You might want to get some clarity, just check in if several animals come. Who wants to be my guide today? There are different traditions. Some traditions will suggest you have 3 power animals in your lifetime. Other traditions work, like the Roman Gypsies, for example, work with an entire tribe of animals and mythical beings and beasts. All sorts of things can come through. So allow yourself to work with whatever comes, and just trust that whatever you're being gifted is the right thing for you. And again, it might not even be a being that is an animal spirit or a mythical beast. It might be a spirit guide. So if a being that comes that's more like a human form, that's absolutely fine as well. We'll just work with what comes through for you. And if nothing happens and you go on a really deep journey, that's also fine. Your subconscious will be listening to this process. The gongs will be doing some healing work. The cacao will be doing its healing work. And it's quite normal for people to drift in and out of their consciousness when they do this work. If you feel you're one of those people that's just going to fall asleep, but you want to stay conscious, it's helpful to sit up rather than lie down. However you feel most comfortable is the best way for you to work today. So I think that's enough. I think I've told you everything you need to know for now for us to get going. And if you do drift off, because we're working through the beta state of consciousness, which is here and now as you're fully conscious talking with me, and then we'll go into the alpha state of consciousness, then delta, then theta. Those states of consciousness, as we go into them, become more like a dream, more visual, more easy to digest information in that way, but also closer and closer to sleep. So trying to stay consciousness is a bit of a trick. But let's begin and see how you get on. And then you can give me the feedback at the end. So if you're not ready to begin, then you can just pause the video. If you need a little comfort break or you need to go and get some water, I want you now to get super, super comfortable. And we are going to begin the process. And I'm going to start working with the gongs. Now the gong I've got here now, this is Mother Earth gong that I'm working with to start with. So we'll begin with Mother Earth gong and we'll just weave around. The gongs are going to use me like a puppet and we'll see who wants to work with me today. And so make yourselves really comfortable now. And when you're ready, just close your eyes and begin to take some nice long deep breaths. Feel your belly expanding. Feel your heart expanding, your chest expanding as you breathe in. And feel everything soften and relax as you breathe out. Giving permission to every single muscle of your body to relax. Relaxing the head and the forehead, relaxing the eyes and the cheeks and the mouth, the jaw, moving down into the neck. Allow the shoulders to soften and relax, just dropping away any responsibility. Allow the chest and the spine to soften. Feel the comfort and the support of the cushions that you're resting on. Feel your pelvis relax and soften, your abdomen, the muscles around the lower hips. Moving down through the arms and the hands, just let the arms go all floppy and the fingers soften, go loose and limp. Moving down through the legs, all the way down to the feet and the toes. Just relaxing the body completely now. Now we're going to begin to tune in to our third eye. So let's now imagine that our mind is completely empty, like the void in space, except for one, so it's completely black in there, except for one tiny little speck of pure white light. And that tiny white light is shooting through space, getting bigger and brighter and bigger and brighter, like a shooting star, getting closer and closer now. And it starts to fill up the whole of your mind. Starts to move into the body, moving down like a river of white fire, cleansing you, healing you through the neck, through the shoulders, through the arms, down through the torso, the back, all the way down through the abdomen and the pelvis. Down through the legs, into the feet, and expanding out even further now. Expanding out into your aura, now expanding out into the room around you, now expanding out into the landscape around you, the gardens or the parks. Perhaps you're lucky enough to live next to a beach. Just expanding out now about a mile wide so you can feel the landscape beneath you, above you, around you, in all directions. Feeling into the earth, all the little animals that live in the earth, little wiggly worms, and the beetles. Feeling into the sky above you and the birds flying around. Feeling into the trees or the buildings and the wind. Now let's expand even bigger. Let's expand our energy all the way around the entire earth now. So imagine your energy has expanded out so big, it's giving the whole planet a hug. And see your energy swirling around the planet in beautiful patterns like weather systems. And let's send our love and our light to all the places of the earth that need it most. To the landscapes that we've ravaged, to heal the rainforests, to heal the oceans. To the people that are suffering from war or poverty or famine. To heal the animals, to give all the animals the love and the light that they need too. Sending our love to all parts of the planet now. And sending our love deep into the earth, to our mother who birthed all of us. Now we're going to bring our perspective back. So let's draw it back to just being the landscape around us about a mile wide. Now let's draw it back to being the room that we're in. And now we're going to draw it all the way back into our bodies. And now all the way back into our minds. So it's just that tiny speck of pure white light now. And I want you to imagine now the place that you'd like to travel to in nature. I want this to be a real life place. Somewhere you've been before. It could be a grandmother's garden, or it could be a park, or it could be a beach or a mountain. Somewhere you feel really safe and protected and connected to the earth. And let's allow that little white light to fly out through our crown chakra now. And it flies out through a door or a window. And it's scooped up by a golden mist which helps to lift you higher into the sky and fly you across the landscapes, across the fields and the farms, the urban environments and the countryside. Across the oceans and the deserts, the mountains and the valleys, all the way to the place where you're going to begin your lower world journey. And now you feel the landscape starting to come into your perception. You can see before you the landscape, and you feel like you're an aeroplane coming into land. So let's start to descend now into that landscape, the place where we're going to go down. Let's feel ourselves landing now. Feel our feet touch the ground. And the golden mist subsides, and you begin to see more clearly where you are and where you've landed. And you feel the earth beneath your feet. You feel the breeze on your skin. You're aware of the time of day. Maybe it's a different time of day here than it is to the place you've left your body. it's a different time of year, there's a different season, a different weather. And just be aware of any symbolism that offers you. And now we're going to look for the way to go down. So start to become aware of the possibilities of how we can reach down into that lower world landscape. Can you see a tunnel? Can you see a cave you can walk through? And if you're struggling in any way, then just use your imagination to create a doorway. Perhaps you'd like to go through a doorway in a tree, like the fairies. And let's go through that door together, that portal together now on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's dive down through that portal now, going down and round and down and round, going deeper and deeper through the layers of the earth, through the muddy layers with the roots of the trees, down through the muddy layers into the rock layers, reaching down through crystal caves, reaching down further and further, deeper, deeper into the earth, going into a dark tunnel again before now we pop out into the lower world landscape. And as we pop out into that lower world landscape, we feel our feet touch the ground. And we begin to become aware of the lower world. Remembering our intention today to meet with a power animal, a spirit guide, who can help us to connect today to Mother Earth. So begin to become aware of the landscape that you're in, feeling your feet on the floor. Are you standing on rock or sand? Or maybe you've even landed in water. And now call for your power animal, your spirit animal to come through. And with a little bit of patience, just wait. Who are you becoming aware of? What energy can you sense in this moment? Remembering that you can ask for clarity on this journey at any time. So if you're unsure if the guide that's come towards you is the right one for you, just ask. And allow your right brain to feel into the truth. Feel if this is the right one for you. Always ask this animal, if it's not your guide, to take you to your guide. And now you connect in with your power animal, your spirit animal, your guide for the day. Spend a little moment getting to know them, thanking them for coming forward to be your guide. And be aware of what special qualities they might have for you. How do they live their life? Do they like to be awake during the day or the nighttime? Are they a herbivore or do they eat meat? Do they hunt? How do they see? What special perceptions do they have? Do they walk on 4 paws or do they fly? Or perhaps they're a swimmer. Perhaps you've come into contact with a dolphin spirit. Anything is possible. To possibility. our journey to meet Mother Earth. So I want you to ask your guide now to take you on that journey. Mama Earth may represent herself as a goddess, or she may represent herself as a being of light. Anything at all, however she represents herself, just be open to receiving. Being aware of the landscapes as you move through them. Into the presence of Mother Earth now. You thank her for appearing before you. It's our time to connect with Mother Earth. So you might want to offer her an apology for all the stress that human beings have caused on Earth. For causing so many problems. Other Earth relations, for the animals and the plants. They are all her children and she loves us equally. And explain to her that you're on a path of healing, of understanding, of shamanic awakening. And you would like to ask her to be your guide today and your healer today, so that you can become the best version of yourself. And you might want to ask her now what you can do in your lifetime, what your mission is here on Earth. Are you here to help the people? Are you here to help the plants or the animals? Are you here to share a vision? We all play a unique part in the evolution of humanity at this time, where we're waking up and recognizing that we are here to heal the earth and each other. What part can you play in this transformation? Show you the way. ready to, I'd like to ask Mother Earth if she can help you to heal. Perhaps you have a particular issue you're working on at the moment, a particular health condition or an emotional story that you want to shift through. Mother Earth is a great teacher and a great healer. All the medicines of the earth are made from nature, from products that she gives us in the first place. So let us tune into the source energy of healing that she offers us and ask her for the help that you need and allow her to offer you her earth magic. journey with Mama Earth. So if there's anything else you need clarity on, your path in life, your relationships, your finances, all the issues of our lives, and just tune into those questions now. See if you can get any clarity, any support from Mother Earth in any other way that you desire. Ready to come home. So just offering your gratitude now to Mother Earth for everything that she gives us, and especially the work that she's done with you today. And then we ask our power animal to take us back to the place where we first entered the landscape, to guide us to the tunnel where we popped out into the lower realm. So explore the landscape as you walk back towards that entrance, bringing back with you all the healing, all the teachings, the messages from Spirit that you've gathered, all the feelings, however the connection came through today. It's absolutely fine. We're reaching now that portal, and I'm going to begin to pull you up and round and up and round, and up and round you come, up through the crust of the earth, all the way to the top and into your place in nature, in the middle realm. And the golden mist comes and it scoops you up and flies you up into the sky, carrying you across the landscapes, the mountains, the valleys, the urban environments, and the countryside, all the way to the place place where your body is resting. And you see the place where you've left your body coming up ahead of you. And you feel yourself start to come into land like the aeroplane descending. And you reach your destination, and the golden mist subsides and lets you free to come in through a door or a window back to the room where your body is. You dance around the room one last time before you jump back into your body. Back home to your body now, in through the top of the head, back into the body, and welcome home. Just spending a few moments, just coming back to full consciousness. Bringing back the stories, the experience in whatever way it manifested, starting to come back now to full consciousness. Wiggling your fingers and toes, having a stretch, taking some nice deep breaths. If you wish to, you can grab a journal and start to make notes, remembering the dream in as much detail as possible. So now as you become more fully present again, I'm going to invite you to close the directions with me. And then after we close the directions, if you're joining this as part of the live ceremony, then there will be a talking circle afterwards on Zoom, which if you've booked a ticket, you will have received the link to. If you haven't joined as part of the live ceremony, it's also wonderful to hear from you. And you can communicate with me in all the different ways through Instagram or through leaving a comment underneath this video or send me an email. It'll be lovely to hear about your experiences and what came through for you and the messages that you've received from Spirit today. So let's join together for a moment just to close circle. I'm just looking around for a rattle so I can properly say goodbye to all the directions. And I'm going to begin in the east, work my way round again the same way as I began. Beloved spirits of the east, we thank you. We don't want to welcome you, we want to thank you and let you go. So thank you so much for joining us today in ceremony. Thank you to Eagle and Condor who helped us to fly high and see far. Thank you for answering our prayers today and helping us to manifest our dreams into reality. Beloved spirits of the south, we thank you. We thank the water and the flow of life. We thank the warmth of the noonday sun, and to the spirit of snake who teaches us how to let go, and the spirit of dolphin who teaches us to swim with joy. We thank you. Goodbye. To the spirits of the west, we thank you. We thank the dusk and the setting sun, the people we've already become, and we thank the earth energies and also the spirit of Mama Jaguar and Mama Bear who taught us how to go into the darkness today, to face ourselves and to bring the shadows back into the light for healing. Thank you. And we thank our spirits of the north. We thank the night and the bright moon shining, the air and clarity of thought, the ancestors, the grandmothers and the grandfathers who have passed before us and those yet to be born yet. We thank you for your presence in our ceremony and for helping us to know our path at this time in our reality. And we thank Hummingbird and Wolf who teach us to trust the path. Thank you. And now we connect back down to Mother Earth, and we thank Mother Earth for her loving guidance today, for her healing, and for all she gives us. We thank all our plant spirit friends, particularly Mama Cacao, who work with us today, to open our hearts to the messages and to the healing that she offers us too, for awakening us in a new way. Thank you, Mama Cacao. Thank you to all the stone people. Thank you to the animals, the furry, the feathered, the fin ones, to the creepy crawly ones and the slithery slimy ones. Thank you to the mushrooms, the viruses, the bacteria, and all the beings that make up this ecosystem that creates this earth. We thank you, and we ask that you continue to teach us the path of beauty, the path of harmony, whole. And we reach up and connect to our beloved Father Sky. We thank you for the breath of life, the winds of change, the blue skies, the grey. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all the lessons you bring. Thank you to Grandmother Moon. Thank you to Grandfather Sun, the star nations, and all of our relations. We thank you. And lastly, we thank Great Spirit, the creation energy that flows through all things. Thank you for helping us to tune in to the spiritual realms and to receive messages and wisdom and teachings to know the path. Thank you. And thanking all of the power animals that came, the spirit guides that came. And thank you all for joining us. And thank you to the fairies of the garden too. So just spend a moment thanking anybody else or anything else that you'd like to before we close 100% our circle. Okay, so now we're closed. As we're closing, I'm going to blow out our candles this time. And as I'm blowing out the candles, if you want to join me, we're going to say a prayer, and that prayer will go up to heaven on the smoke. And so today, because we're dedicating this ceremony to our connection to Mother Earth, I would like to say a prayer for the healing of our planet as a whole. And that means Mother Earth herself and all the beings that live on Earth. I'd like to invite the healing for every single one of us, however big or however small. So let's blow those candles out together. Okay. So now we're complete. I'll let you go. You can go and do your journaling or whatever else you need to do now. And then those of you who would like to join me, we'll have a few minutes break before we meet in circle. I'll see you soon.